Welcome back to The Busy Baker. Today on the channel, we're making these easy Korean beef rice bowls, one of my family's favorite recipes ever for an easy weeknight dinner. I love this recipe because it's literally ready to go in 15 minutes. All you have to do is throw the rice in a rice cooker or into a pot on the stove, and while it cooks, you can brown your beef, add your veggies, and throw the sauce ingredients in, all in one pan. Top the cooked rice with the beef and veggie mixture, and you've got a delicious and healthy dinner the whole family is gonna love. The beef is nice and juicy, the carrots are tender, and the sauce is super flavorful. It's actually one of the top 5-star rated recipes on thebusybaker.ca, so I'm pretty confident you're gonna love it as much as we do. Let me show you how to make it. Okay, so before we get started, I just wanna preface this video by saying that I'm actually gonna double this recipe while I'm making it with you because I will never miss an opportunity to double a recipe that I'm making and freeze half for later so that I have a freezer meal. And if you're gonna make this recipe, I would suggest that you do the same. So what we're gonna do is start by putting some rice on to cook, which I've already done behind me on the stove. There's a pot of rice simmering and it should be done in just a few minutes, probably around the same time that the beef will be done as well. So I'm gonna start by adding a little bit of sesame oil to my pan that's already been heated. And then when that has been heated up, I'm gonna add 2 pounds of ground beef to my skillet. And again, if you are making only one batch of this, then you'll use only 1 pound. But since I'm gonna double it today, feeding a big family, I'm gonna use 2 pounds. And so you just wanna break up the ground beef a little bit, and you're gonna let it brown really well for about 6 to 8 or so minutes until it's almost cooked through. Now that the beef is almost completely browned, we're gonna start adding some flavor into this. So we're gonna start with some fresh garlic. Now again, remember I am doubling this recipe, so I'm gonna use a little bit extra. And feel free to use garlic powder if you don't have fresh garlic on hand. You can also use the jar of garlic that you can buy at the grocery store. Whatever you have on hand will work just fine for this recipe. And we'll just toss that garlic in there with the beef. It's almost completely cooked through now. And to give this recipe the classic Korean beef flavor, we wanna make sure we add some ginger. Now this might be one of my favorite kitchen tips of all time. I can't believe more people don't do this. I don't know about you, but buying fresh ginger at the store, it just always goes bad. It sits in my fridge or my pantry and just gets all shriveled up. Well, the best way to make your fresh ginger last is actually to freeze it in a small bag like this. And then whenever you need some fresh ginger to grate into a recipe, you just take it out and you grate it frozen. It works perfectly. And it's actually so much easier to grate this way. So if you're doing a single batch of this recipe, you're gonna wanna grate in about a tablespoon of fresh ginger. I'm gonna do about 2 tablespoons, maybe a little more, because we love ginger. Give that a good stir. And the beef is pretty much cooked through now, which is great. So we're gonna add in the rest of our sauce ingredients, which is just about a 1/4 cup of soy sauce. I'm adding 1/2 cup, again, because I'm doubling it. And then some brown sugar. Now you can add as little or as much of this as you like. We like adding at least a few tablespoons for a delicious flavor. So you can see the sauce is starting to develop now. It's nice and dark brown. And then we're gonna add in our carrots. Now, because this is such an easy recipe, you can actually add whatever veggies you want, but you have to make sure that the veggies are very small because they're only gonna be in the pan for a few short minutes. So if you add chopped raw carrots, you're probably gonna end up with raw carrots in your Korean beef mixture. I recommend grating them. You can easily grate some carrots, throw them in. You can also add grated zucchini. And if you're using frozen veggies, they will cook a lot faster. So frozen is sometimes a great way to go. Since the pieces of carrot are nice and thin, they will steam real fast in there and they'll soften nicely. And so once you add the veggies, you just need to let it cook enough so that the sauce thickens up just a little bit and the veggies soften, and then you're ready to serve. So I've removed the beef from the heat now. The carrots have softened slightly and the sauce has thickened up just a little bit. And my rice was finished. All this was done in about 15 minutes, which makes this meal perfect for busy weeknights. And so then you just serve your rice in a bowl and top it with a bit of this beef mixture with the veggies. And you can add some sauce on top. One of the things I love about this recipe is that when you double it and freeze it for later, it's one of those recipes that reheats super well. All you have to do to heat it up is just throw it back in a pan with a splash of water or maybe even a splash of soy sauce and cook it up again, or you can even heat it up in the microwave. Using ground beef for this recipe makes it super inexpensive, so it's the perfect budget-friendly meal for busy families. We like to serve this dish with a little bit of chopped green onion on top, but you can also add sesame seeds, black or white sesame seeds if you want for some garnish, or just serve it just like it is. These Korean beef rice bowls are one of our family's favorite easy go-to weeknight meals. They're ready in 15 minutes, and that makes this mama very happy. I hope you love this recipe as much as I do, and if you do, give this video a thumbs up, leave us a comment down below letting us know how you liked it, and subscribe to the channel for more delicious videos just like this one. See you next time.